wish I knew the meaning why you gotta treat me like I never existed. Twisted, I know you're gonna miss me, don't you try to...
But I am so excited today because I am here with Beauty School Dropout. So how are you all doing today?
We're doing great.
Excellent. Waking up.
We're all kind of in a frenzy. I just got back from the beach. You just got here. We literally all like walked in seconds before this meeting.
Perfect time. So let's just start this off by individually introducing yourselves and your role in the band.
I'm Cole. I sing and play guitar.
Okay, I'll go second.
You go
I'll
second.
I'm
Save
B,
the best for last.
or Brent, and I play bass.
I'm Bardo, and I am kind of the producer, and I play guitar.
Cool. I'm not musically talented whatsoever. So I used to play the drums when I was 10, but then I gave up because I kept learning the basics and I wanted to learn songs. So my mom sold my drum kit.
I played lessons, or I sent to lessons my whole life, and I just always end up quitting or like kind of getting kicked out because I never actually did practice. I just like would write songs. I would like manipulate the teachers into like opening up GarageBand and like writing songs with me.
See, I've been nasty since I was born.
Wow. Yeah.
No, my drum teacher, it was like this very tiny room, and he had like very strong smelling arthritis cream that he would put on like right before we started every time. So the room would just be 2 by 2 and it would just smell like arthritis cream. So now you understand why I quit.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Wow. just Ben Gay steaming up for you.
Oh,
It made no sense.
Wow. Flyer.
Yep.
Love I'm so
But
sorry.
how did you all get into making music together?
Ooh, together, it's a kind of a long tale. It's serendipitous how all of us met.
Yeah.
Our story is a little bit funnier. There was this girl I had a crush on, and I saw that her friend was in my hometown, and so I hit her up when I was going home in San Diego. And she was like, I was like, want to hang out? And she was just like, yeah, can I bring my boyfriend? I was like, yeah, I would love to meet your boyfriend.
I'm
And
the
then
boyfriend.
this was boyfriend, and we ended up becoming boyfriends too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, my favorite part is imagine you're the boyfriend that's showing up, and I just bought him coffee because I wanted to spoon him. I was like, wow, this dude is so hot. I want to make him my boyfriend.
Yeah, and it was pretty mutual. And then we met at a show. I used to help co-produce events at this spot called Winston House, and we had a mutual friend who was performing, and he showed up. And at that time, like, it was still kind of a solo project / like we were just starting to figure out that we wanted to play shows together. And so like we ended up kind of forcing him into the corner. We were just like, no, you're joining this band.
At the time, I was like just producing for like other artists and just doing the full like songwriter producer thing. And the first session we did was just like these two guys came over and we just like started making stuff and like we're like, oh, okay, cool. And then at first I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be part of this. I'm just gonna like
He's just gonna produce.
I'm gonna watch this thing.
And then Cole
Now-
never left.
Here I am.
Yeah.
Cole never left.
That was also on the decline of my last relationship. So I like started staying on the couch and stuff, and like it was hectic.
The
But
best we left. I remember we left a session one time. I was like literally about to go to bed. And for some random reason, it was like 3 a.m. For some random reason, I like decided to like walk back downstairs, and then I didn't have my phone was like dead or some shit. And then I just hear this banging on the outside door. And I look outside, and there was a homeless man. It's Cole back from his house, and he's like, "Can I sleep on your couch?"
my girlfriend kicked me out.
I mean, hey, it all worked in the long run because here you are.
Yeah, definitely. It all happened for a reason. So
Wild stories, but great stories. Probably one of the best I've heard, honestly. But how did your name come to be? Like, how did you come up with this name, Beauty School Dropout?
I was kind of I'm so OCD about naming things, and like when this was still technically my solo project, I was running through just various different monikers that I was trying to like figure out what I wanted to go under. And one day I kind of just popped this one in my brain, and I threw it in my bio. This was like probably 6 months before we even started doing anything together, any of us. So then at the time when we started working, I was like, I think this is what the name of this band should be. And everyone has been really kind and loving about it. So we've kept it.
It's catchy.
Thanks.
But if you do search your name on Google, the first thing that comes up is like stuff from Greece. I think.
Greece.
Wait, so we have a new metric for ourselves. Once we beat that, we know we've made it.
Yep.
That's like of Mice and Men, the band, if you know, like same deal. Like the book comes up, but now they come up when it's searched. But I think that just might be my Google.
Yeah. No, it definitely does. I grew up listening to them too.
I get scared when people search on Spotify. Does like Grease come up or do we come? I think
we come up now.
Yeah.
So I think you do. I think you do on there, thankfully.
We beat Frankie Avalon.
Yeah. I don't mind all too much though, because I love that movie, and I feel like somehow it's like people will remember it, even if they don't find us and they're intending on finding us, or vice versa. Like I feel like it just sticks, and they're like, "Oh, Beauty School Dropout, that band."
Definitely not bad having like our name attached to that. I saw this cover. Someone was covering like Beauty School Dropout, Grease, like the other day, and I looked on YouTube and I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, oh wait, no, it's
wrong.
it's just Grease.
Like people are covering their song.
Yeah, but it's cool because I mean I feel like there's a lot of certain point people aren't necessarily going to remember, like a lot of like younger, Gen Z kids aren't going to remember like Grease.
Yeah.
They may not have seen the movie, or like they just, so Beauty School Dropout would just be this thing that just like, it's more of a saying, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's people younger than me out there. I really do.
Dude, we watched a video last week of teenagers reacting to Nirvana and Paramore.
Paramore?
Being like, oh, what is this? Like, what?
You're like, oh,
what? Who raised you?
It's like, it's kind of
it was the song recently, potential breakup song, because Allie and AJ just did like a revamp of it and made it explicit. But I have two little sisters, they're 18 and 16.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, that's the song from TikTok.
No way.
I looked at them, I was like, that's not a song from TikTok. That's my childhood.
It's crazy.
Isn't that wild? That song slapped. I remember buying that on iTunes.
You gotta get the explicit version now, because it like makes you even more like mad.
That's so good.
Oh, I know that song.
Yep, that one.
Probably would be screaming right now. I love Allie and AJ.
Pretty dope.
Yeah.
Our Cowbells movie.
Oh my gosh, I talk about that all the time, and my sisters won't watch it with me. I'm like,
Really?
classic. It's a classic.
Unbeatable.
But let's talk about this year already for you all, since you started off by releasing a song with Lauren Sanderson called Over Again.
Yes.
So how did that collaboration even happen or come to be?
I met Lauren way back also when I was throwing shows at that place called Winston House. She did a showcase there, and that was kind of the initial step of us meeting. And then there was another showcase like 2 or 3 years later that we went to, and she was performing and also hanging out with one of our friends at the time. And so like when quarantine started, we kind of hit the ground running and sent our producer pack out to a bunch of artists that we admire or wanted to work with or whatever, just to see who would come back. And she was one of the first people, and we've ended up kind of getting our hands on just about all of her songs since. But that being said, because we were producing a lot of her music, we got a feature on her re-release, which was pretty special to be able to share with her.
That is literally such a great song. I love Lauren Sanderson. So I like found out about you all, and then that song was released. So my mind was just like not being able to comprehend. But
that's sweet. That's amazing. Yeah, she's fantastic. In fact, she just underwent
surgery
on her vocal cords. Yeah, I tracked her vocals on Sunday, the day before. It was like the last thing that she could do before, and she like did to just one take. She did one take and then left, and was just like, peace. I was like, okay. Yeah.
See the transformation after surgery, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna wait a couple of weeks, and then we'll get her voice back. But it's been kind of gnarly, like the transition back into like singing after like that intensive surgery.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, for real. It's gonna be weird.
Very
but
weird.
it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's a character builder.
Yeah.
But the live music video for this song is seriously like probably my most watched video on YouTube yet, which is really bad. I think the day that it came out, I was seriously replaying it, and my roommates were probably very, very annoyed. But
Yeah.
was that like video collaboration between you all and Lauren, or how did you come up with that idea?
She came to us with that. She's like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm gonna do a live video. Basically, she just wanted to do like a live music video for it, but very kind of like her whole like, style and aesthetic is very kind of like retro MTV kind of vibe.
VHS camcorder vibes.
And it was cool because like we actually shot that all on VHS. Her guy does all her stuff 88 millimeter. Or was it 88 millimeter?
8 millimeter.
8 millimeter.
Clint. His name is Clint.
Okay.
88 would be very interesting, but 8, yeah.
I don't know anything but the millimeters.
Super medium.
8
format.
millimeter.
Okay.
And Clint is fucking rad. He's super dope dude. Point is, his name is Clint. He's dope. He shot it all on VHS, and like it was sick because like we actually had like camera behind the drum set and like all these other like it's like the old skate video cams like running around everywhere.
Yeah.
And actually I was laughing because when we got the video back. I thought they just like put filters on like to make it look all VHS, and it turns out he actually like went and like bought a bunch of used TVs and just filmed the TVs, like played it through a VHS and then like filmed the VHS TV.
Yeah.
And like that's how they actually did it. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. So he's like about it. He's like really, really cool.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a bunch of filters too till now. So now I'm
That's that's legit.
it's legit.
Rock vibes.
Yeah.
And the song that was actually recorded live too.
Yeah.
That's the version. I played that version on my radio show because that's the version for me, I think.
Oh, cool.
That's sick.
That was kind of, I guess, where it became collaborative because we brought all our gear,
Mhm.
band kind of set up and did the whole mix on it, and then sent that back, and they did the video, and then kind of spliced together.
I don't know how she danced around in those shoes. I wear platforms all the time, but those were like higher than I've ever worn.
My ankles would have been snapped.
Exactly, me too. I'm very accident prone. I fall when like literally walking with nothing around me. So that would have been a disaster. But what is your songwriting process or creative process normally like, and has that changed during COVID?
I guess. To be honest, it didn't change all too much. My background is songwriting for other artists, as he is too, but more on the production side as well. And then, so when we met, we kind of just had this synergy creatively where we were like, okay, like we can apply this to people outside of just our project. So when COVID hit, we were probably 6 to 8 months into already being in the studio, like day and night, just writing through and through. And so I guess nothing really changed. If anything, it was kind of like a silver lining for us because then our friends stopped hitting us up. So we were like actually allowed to just work and not have to be like putting people off. But yeah, I mean, we just kept our heads down, hit the ground running, and started we ended up working with Lauren and a few other great artists that I don't even think we can necessarily talk about yet, but there's some really cool ones on the back burner right now.
Well, I'm excited for those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Top secret.
Top secret. I guess I can't find out yet. It's fine. Obviously, you're a newer band, having only started really in 2020, and you only have a handful of singles out.
Mhm.
Personally, my favorite is Make It Through the Night with Die For You in a very, very close second. But what is your favorite song that you all have made together and why? And you can choose different ones if you like, but
it's your face right now. Wow.
Are we talking out or?
Yeah, nothing that's out,
Yeah,
unfortunately. I think we
Okay.
were still very, very much so discovering ourselves throughout that whole process. And I think in that we were kind of just like, oh, let's put stuff out. And so we did, which did, a lot of great things for us. It was definitely perfect for what we were trying to achieve at the time. But
We were in the womb.
yeah, it was
Mhm.
kind of
We're ready to get
the
birthed.
trial phase. But now, like, the new music that we're waiting on, or I mean, like
Finishing.
about to put out hopefully later this year, depending on like, you know, what kind of happens between now and the next couple months, is far more better than anything that we've put out.
Far more better.
Far much, very excellent, super great. It's far many's. Super, much better.
Well, boy,
It's way fucking better.
Another thing I have to wait for, so I'll have to wait.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah, but I mean, we
more
can
in line with like what we want to actually be making.
definitely.
Not that, like the songs we have out like aren't us, because they are us.
Yeah.
I think because like that was just us in that moment. Like last time was like this like third song we ever made,
Yeah.
and we just like put it out. You know, so it's like we had to like go write 100 songs to like figure out the 5 songs that like really define us. And like we also write so much for other people that it's this thing of, I think you kind of like pick up along the way. You pick up like, oh wait, we did that thing in their song.
Mhm.
We should do that for ours, and like kind of steal things. But you're stealing from yourself, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and it's cool to like go through the process, and we have to learn, and we're always going to evolve. Like this EP we're finishing right now is probably going to be different than the second EP we put out. But it's all going to be us.
Mhm.
We're doing it, so
Yeah.
I like that description of it. That's just like you in that time. Like that was your sound in that time. I like that. I've never heard that before.
If I had to choose one, I'd probably say Last Time or Die For You.
I would say the same.
That's it last time.
Last
Last
time.
time.
Last
Wow.
time's
We're
fun.
over it. I love
Well,
it.
Make It Through the Night isn't a popular one over here, I guess.
I think there's just a lot of. I don't
All your faces just tell me everything I need to know.
Yeah.
You should hear.
I love Last Time.
You should hear the original version of that song.
I would love to. We could make it a KCR exclusive. Play that on air.
The night wasn't even.
It was make
name
it
of
through.
the song.
It was make it through the summer originally. Yeah, dude, trust. That was the whole. That was just a crazy evolution.
There's some residual trauma from
I can see it in your eyes.
Only because it took. Again, at that time, we were still so young in what we were doing, and I think there's this thing that a lot of artists face of the emotional attachment to a song, like the sentiment, and that specific song saw so many different changes and evolution, and it was like kind of jarring for us to try and accept those changes. But at the end of the day, we're always trying to achieve the best song possible. So I think it was kind of this weird frustration of going back and forth between like, is this really better, or is this just a change, or like what? And if it is better, like, I like this old thing because of what like intention was there. It's just, you know,
We've also
juggling.
heard the song so many times, it's like hard for us to have like a clean opinion on it.
Yeah.
And it's like also
and there's
really,
also 30 versions.
there's
of the
30
song.
versions of the song, and also it's really tricky because like when you listen to all the new things you're doing, you get so attached to those, and it's like all this new stuff that we're working on right now is just like, so in my opinion, so much more mature than and advanced.
It's elevated.
Yeah, it's elevated. And it's just
It
like
is.
so much cooler in my opinion. And it's like something like that. It's like almost hard to listen to the old stuff because you're like, dang, like I wish we had done this differently. But it's like you can't beat yourself up about it.
Yeah.
You know, you had to get there.
We're older, wiser now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6 months older.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm turning 22 this year. I'm young. I'm turning 22. So
I just
I'm the
23,
oldest.
like, I'm young.
The oldest. I feel so old already. So
I turned 25, and so does Mara.
I don't even want to think about that. That's scary. I'll have a breakdown.
Yeah, we'll skip that subject.
No, cut off. But I think that even though you only have a few singles out, I think that you have a very distinct and unique sound. But how would you describe your sound to someone that's never heard your music before?
That sound or the new sound?
New sound. You can do new sound now.
New sound?
I have a favorite.
For everyone.
Diesel. It's just diesel.
These. What's your description? Yeah, I forgot who said it, but I really like it. It's like The Neighborhood, produced by Skrillex with hip hop influence.
Yeah, it's the Black Bear Neighborhood Skrillex collab.
Yeah,
I like that.
but like definitely like not just like dead on, but like that's a cool starting point.
I'm excited. Again, excited.
Rock, more rock, we're rock.
We definitely have a lot of rock.
This
in our
new,
sound.
yeah, the new stuff is hard as fuck, honestly. Like,
That's what I'm needing. I'm like having a very hard time, I feel like, finding music that like I actually want to listen to because I'm like thinking of a very specific sound.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not a person that really likes pop music. My radio show is called Everything But Country, so no country,
Of course.
no country for me. So I'm like rock. That's all how I've always been. So trying
Very
to find new music right now is hard.
We'll have to after this send you some of the unreleased demos so you can vouch.
Please. Yeah, I could write about it a little bit, be like, I can't tell you much, but this is good.
Yeah, we love that.
So I saw on your Instagram that y'all are making clothes. So
We
is it a
are.
brand called Dropout, or do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we would love to. It's kind of the extension of us. We treat it more as a clothing brand than it is like merch. I don't even think we're really thinking of it as like our touring merch. It's more just this other entity that we're running. But hi, Mikey. Oh no, you're doing great. But we just did like the official launch of the hoodies. We had the hats out for a little bit, but I think that was kind of just to like test the water, see what people were really interested in, also for us to be able to see like how many people are actually going to actively buy and support this small business of ours that's starting. So yeah, the hoodies just dropped. We're about to start doing vintage tees. We got a plug on a vintage wholesaler, so we're doing like trying to keep it as sustainable as possible because that's like a huge thing for us as well. And gonna start dropping more clothes pretty actively here in the summer. So keep an eye out.
I'm excited.
Buy a hoodie now.
I just keep saying that. I'm excited. I'm ready. But that's the only thing.
It's like a wave, and it's just like what hit.
I know. That's seriously what it's gonna be. Like
Yeah.
one day, everyone's gonna know your name because you just drop it all at once.
Yeah, that's what we're going for.
Yeah.
So out of all of the releases from 2020, besides your own songs, because obviously you already described how much you love those, but what was your favorite release from 2020?
Over again.
No, like just
No,
That's
Oh,
2021.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we only listen to our music.
Yeah.
That's why we hate it so much.
God.
Ooh, probably the Nothing But Seeds album.
That was really good.
That slaps.
No, Ammo by Bring Me.
Yes.
2020.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great album. I was listening to it in my car one day, and I was like,
Oh,
listening.
no, that was before. God, we've been in such a black hole. I don't even remember. Fuck.
But I literally heard that, and I was like, I hear Evanescence singing, and I was like, this kind of sounds like Evanescence here. And then I'm like driving, so I wasn't looking at my phone. I was being a good driver that day. And so then I like got home and looked at it, and I was like, wow, okay, this is sick.
Yeah.
But the whole reason she's on that song is because she actually sued Bring Me the Horizon for a song on their last album because it sounded similar to an Evanescence song. So that's how they.
Oh, they got her to feature?
Yeah. So then you got to feature the next album. That works.
That's really cool. Oh God, now I'm gonna hit my Spotify real quick. I playlist all day, so I know that I'll have something.
Yeah, I've been super about this artist Glaive. They released a lot of cool stuff last year. This year too. It's been like who I've been listening to.
I think one of my favorite releases last year was Glue by Boston Manor. That was one of the best ones. I love that album. And then there's this artist that I actually found on TikTok called Breakins.
Oh, I was just gonna bring it up.
Breakins is great.
Oh my God, I love Breakins. Punk 2 is so good.
Yeah, Breakins is fire.
Yeah.
He was definitely one of my favorite artists I found from last year. Also, Brent Fayez. He is one of my favorites, hands down.
We just all bring out our Spotify.
I know everyone's sitting there scrolling.
And I'm a basic bitch, but Drake. I love Drake. We love Drake. If you can
And
tell
New
by
Justin.
all of the Drake remixes that we did, that was like a big troll at first, and then we were just like, no, let's actually do it.
It's okay. I'm a One Direction fan. I know I like look like more emo and everything, but I was like a believer and a Directioner back in the day, and so that shaped me who I am. So I'm like One Direction always.
My boyfriend used to be in that band.
Yeah, ha ha ha. I already know about that. Daniel showed me the picture I literally have the watermelon sugar vinyl, and he grabbed it and he was like, "Wait, is Cole on the back of this?" And you're literally on the back of my vinyl.
I'm immortalized in that fucking keto.
You really are.
God.
You're gonna go down in history as the dude in BSD and the one on Harry Styles' watermelon sugar vinyl.
Yeah, we actually should talk about that. We should talk about that. I don't know why I haven't brought that up. How did you even get into that video?
Oh, I'll tell you in a sec. What are you?
I'm surprised no one's like made more of a bigger deal about it, like on TikTok. Because like
I don't think anyone's made the connection. I don't think anyone's made the connection.
I've had a handful of
we get some people comment like, wait, that guy looks like the guy who's in the watermelon sugar video.
Yeah.
Like,
You could go viral. Just post a TikTok of like you and just like in the video and just be like, yeah, this is me on the beauty school Dropout, and be like, I'm actually in a band, and you'll blow up.
I would love that. I think we were thinking of doing the watermelon sugar remix and then just wearing the pink Speedo.
You should do it. You should.
Undeniable.
Yeah.
You get the comparison.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone would know it was you then.
Yeah. But that was once upon a time.
That's insane to me. I can't believe that. That like completely left my mind. I forgot that you were in that for a second.
Yeah, it was super random. I like have a casting agent friend who hit me up the night before and was like, "Hey, need a male for Harry Styles shoot. Like they already said they want you, whatever." And then I was like, "Oh, sure." And then it turned into like a whole ass thing that I just was so not ready for. But yeah.
Imagine getting an email saying, yeah, so Harry Styles says that they want you in the video. That
I don't know if it was Harry or his team or who.
no, it's Harry. Just pretend.
It's Harry.
It was
Yeah, Harry actually called me up the night before and was like,
there. I'll edit that whole part out. I'll edit that whole part out. Don't you worry.
"Oh,
I think Harry had a crush on Cole.
Yeah. I thought you guys were dating.
I should have kissed him."
You should have spot the watermelon with your lips.
So besides music and now your clothing brand, what else are you all passionate about?
God, that could go south.
I'm sorry to ask that in like the middle of a pandemic.
I like cryptocurrency.
We do like cryptocurrencies.
We're all like, we've been really into like
Finance.
investing and stuff.
We're like actual finance nerds. It's pretty
Yeah, we're like,
music and finance.
You're the
Count
new
by
stock
day,
market.
rock
This
stuff
is
by night.
the new stock market in the future right here.
Yeah, invest in our stocks.
stonks get those gains.
I don't know. I think we're passionate about a lot. I love to skate and make art, and I've picked up tattooing over the last year, which has been fun and kind of brought me into a bunch of cool situations. And then, I mean, I know you guys got some crazy ass talents too, so don't hold back.
I just like anything that's fun. That's like,
Just like to have fun.
yeah, besides music, and I like tattoos too, but like I'm a nerd. I like video games.
Yeah. I feel like anything creative, we're all pretty down to take on.
Mountain biking.
God, fuck that.
No, not mountain biking.
We went. This man took me mountain biking. I hadn't ridden a bike for maybe a year, let alone ever a mountain bike. And his dad and him took me electric mountain biking through like the Alps of slow, and I almost died like 4 times. We made it up the hill, which was fine. They were like, "Oh, sick, you made it, cool." No one told me how to go down a hill on the bike. So of course we start sending it, and I got thrown off the bike and into the bushes over the handlebars at least 3 different times.
We're at the bottom of the hill, and I'm like, we're all there. I'm like, where the it's cold. And this dude comes ripping down the mountain, and he's like, "Oh, your buddy's back there. He's in the bushes." I'm like, and he's like, "He's fine. You know, he's in the bushes."
Have you ever seen those like bad motorcycle crashes where people like fly over the handlebars and like ragdoll?
Mhm.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, good.
I'm like, it's fun. I don't know. I think we love like hiking and nature and shit. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
No, I never.
we don't have a lot of time
music.
right now. That's the problem.
Ping pong.
Ping pong.
Ping
We
pong.
love ping pong.
I am so good at ping pong, and I have the worst hand-eye coordination possible but somehow ping pong and pickleball is like where I thrive.
Fire.
Pickleball is super, super fun.
I
Love
think
to.
at what was it, Big Five, they have a pickleball set that you can buy for like $20. I've been thinking about it. Would have to go in my room, but
Right.
Pickleball's the one
Run
where
it.
it's like the smaller tennis ball, right?
it's like I think it's almost like a plastic, like the ball with the holes in it. Wiffle ball, maybe?
Yeah.
And then it's like a really short net, and then it's like similar rules to tennis, but it's a smaller court. I played it in middle school. That's all I know. That's all I got.
Or tetherball.
Yeah, I want to play handball or like that thing where it's like a trampoline in the middle. And you have to like
Oh,
hit
spike ball.
Spike ball?
I want to try that.
My
Surfing in the
dad
summer.
we used to get it because for some reason, like, do you know what Can Jam is? Have you ever
No.
heard of Can Jam? It's like a northeast thing. It's like a frisbee game, but you have like two literal like cylinder cans, and there's like a little slot, and you have to like throw the frisbee, and you either can like hit it, the other person hits it into like the cylinder, or if you get it in the slot, it's like an automatic win. But like that's like our spike ball in
Oh,
Northeast.
Yeah, I've played Can Jam.
Yeah.
There's also another one. I think they're like the church camp games.
have you ever been LARPing?
No, I have not.
You should LARPing. Oh, I love LARPing.
I would do the makeup for it. I could do the makeup for it. That's
I think it's pretty sick. I used to work at Red Bull, and when I lived in Nashville, and we'd go and like deliver Red Bull to people and events and things, and we pulled up to this park one time. There was like this LARP festival going on, and like so we just literally for like the entire day they were supposed to be working. We just stopped, we parked the car, and just LARPed all afternoon.
That's so fun.
And they were like, and they were stoked. We just gave them Red Bull, and they gave us like swords and stuff. So, but yeah, LARPing's pretty cool. They're really into it.
Yeah.
I really respect.
I respect it too. It's just hard too.
I was into airsoft when I was a kid.
Me
It's
too.
kind of like LARPing.
I like airsoft.
I want to go paintballing.
We should go paintballing.
I've never been paintballing. I've shot a gun once in my life, a pink pistol when I was 12 in the woods. That's it. It was with an adult. Don't worry.
Oh my God.
But so what are your plans for the rest of 2021? New songs? I know you mentioned possibly EP.
A lot. We got a lot that we're plotting right now. First and foremost, shows. We're about to start playing shows again in about a month. We have a show that we're about to plan for like a month from now and then after that, like probably preparing to launch, put out some music and visuals, hopefully by the end of the year. Again, that kind of depends. Like we're in the middle of a handful of different opportunities that are on the table right now. So I guess it's kind of just like navigating which one is the most appropriate for us, what allows us the most creative integrity, because we do literally everything from the designing to the music to the creative to like even packing
Like
and shipping the
everything.
orders, like literally everything we do it. So like I think for now we're kind of just like going to continue building from the ground up, and probably in the next like 6 months start really thinking about what songs we want to come out with first.
I'm excited again. I hate saying it. I hate that I keep saying it, but I'm excited.
We are too. It's going to come faster than we think. I think we are kind of scratching the surface right now of like everything that we've been trajecting for. So keep
This is
your
the
eyes and your ears open, and it'll start happening sooner than later.
Okay. Well, anything else you want to add? You can tell everyone where everyone can find your music, all that good stuff.
Do you know Josh Gunther?
Why does the
No.
name sound familiar?
I don't know. We had this whole thing, but like there's this movement now of Joshua didn't pay. and I just in case he didn't know, I figured he'd know. But no.
Hashtag Josh didn't pay.
Hashtag Josh didn't pay for the diesel.
For the beats.
We were robbed.
That's a whole other story.
But we're on all streaming platforms.
Yeah, we're on all streaming platforms.
YouTube.
We are
We've been
friendly,
hitting
so if you ever want to
TikTok
reach
hard.
out and talk about life or anything, we're here. We love our people, so
Watch our TikTok videos.
Yeah, we remix
Pretty-
songs.
We're pretty dope on TikTok.
I agree. But thank you all so much for sitting down and talking to me.
For having us.
I wish we had a reason, wish I knew the meaning why you gotta treat me like I never existed. Twisted, I know you're gonna miss me, don't you try to play it off. Yeah, you're always so dismissive. Thank God for lifting the weight.